Hello and a very warm welcome to the Allianz Arena. It's the semi-final of the DFB-Pokal, the German Football Association Cup. We're in the tunnel. Jurgen Klopp on his farewell tour of German stadiums. I'm Phil Bonney, I'll be with you throughout the next 90 minutes. Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin. No Ribéry today for Bayern, neither on the bench nor in the starting lineup. Robin is there though. Badman and Robin, according to the Bayern fans. Well, it depends on your point of view. These two teams met in the final of this competition last season. Bayern won on that occasion, of course. This is the lineup. It's a Christmas tree formation. Lewandowski, Mitch Weiser has kept his place. Muller, Lahm, Alonso, Thiago, Bernat, Boateng, Benatia, surprisingly in the starting 11. Rafinha and Neuer. 5 changes from the team that won 1-0 against Berlin. That basically sealed the title at the weekend. Dortmund with 2 changes. Royce and Gundogan both fit. They come in for Mkhitaryan and Ginter. Aubameyang, who's in splendid form at the moment, along with Shinji Kagawa and Blasjukovski joining Royce, Gundogan and Bender. Schmelzer, Hummels, Sokratis and Durm, and Mitch Langerak in for the injured Roman Weidenfeller. But the cup's his department anyway, usually. You might remember 2-0 the score last cup final day. A not given goal from Mats Hummels, leading to a lot of discussion after the game. This, in fact, is the 8th time they've met in this competition, but for the first time in the semi-final. Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. A lot of respect between the two coaches. In a way, they just might miss having Jurgen Klopp around. International colleagues, Philipp Lahm and Mats Hummels. Well, Philipp Lahm, of course, is now retired. Peter Gagelman, the referee. He was, of course, the referee in the final couple of seasons ago when the two met. It's not the first time last season that they met in the final. Good sign perhaps for Dortmund. They won 5-2 on that occasion. On the left there you saw Thomas Gorniak. On the right, Sven Jablonski. 4th official, Daniel Siebert. So, the freshly crowned champions looking to push forward and get another historic treble. Royce, though, is the man who tends to throw a spoke into the wheel, or a stick into the wheel, whatever you want to call it, but he's the grit in the ointment sometimes when Dortmund play Bayern. Marco Reus. Not started since the 1-0 loss to Bayern here on matchday 27. Lewandowski, of course, up against his old club. Scored that single goal. Didn't celebrate. Wondering if he scores this evening, whether or not he'll celebrate or not. All remains to be seen, of course. Bayern with a strong starting lineup. Return of Bernat. Thiago looking better in every game. But the home team get the game underway. Kicking from right to left. The newly crowned champions of Germany. Last year's champions of Germany. The year before that as well. If you're just joining us after the kickoff, You better stay awake, because here comes Thomas Müller. I'm Phil Bonney. I'll be with you throughout the next 90 minutes, or it might be more. 120 minutes it could be, plus penalties. If there's no clear winner after 90 minutes, there'll be 2 halves of 15 minutes of extra time. Royce with that effort. And if there's still no decision, one way or the other, after 120 minutes, it'll go to penalties. There was a hand in there. Royce not appealing for it. You might not have seen it, though, to be honest. Bayern without Dante in the starting lineup this evening. He's on the bench with Roda, Schweinsteiger, Götze, Pizarro and Ian Robben. Pepe Reina also on the bench. Badstuber, of course, out with a thigh injury. Alaba with that knee injury. Socrates. Tidied it up, but gave it straight back to Bayern. No Ribéry either, I mentioned earlier. Martinez is also not on the bench this evening. He was on the bench on Saturday against Berlin. That was nicely done. Müller. Schmelzer. Got the tackle in. Bender tried to prevent the corner but couldn't. First corner of the game to the home team. Three goals from corners this season for Bayern. Dortmund have conceded 7. That's a league high. Headed away by Bender. Royce putting it into touch. I met the last 3 years in the Super Cup as well. Of course, Dortmund won the last one, and the one before that, but the first one went Bayern's way. That looked a little bit like a foul. The referee's assistant on that far side, Thomas Korniak, I think, might have missed that one. Angerak's ball was a good one. Bayern will have to watch out for the speed of Aubameyang and Royce. And without their attacking pincers of Robben and Ribéry. Undoubtedly the 2 biggest clubs in Germany at the moment, despite Dortmund's lowly position for them, 8th. Sitting just outside the Europa League places. Still 4 games to go, and they're not that far away. It's still very much possible to qualify under their own steam. If not, this competition would be another route into Europe for them. But they have to take out Bayern München on the way, and Bayern very keen on repeating that treble success from a couple of seasons back under Jupp Heynckes. The good news for them is that players are slowly coming back from injury. Alonso and Boateng trying to coax Dortmund to come forward and get the ball off of them. Shinji Kagawa and Aubameyang chasing their tails just a little bit. Durm. Back to Mitch Langerak, and the long ball forward, met by Alonso. Aubameyang a little bit too heavy on his challenge. And Bayern looking for their third win in a row on this competition. Der Klassiker, it's called, when these two meet up, and hopefully we'll see exactly some of that this evening. Aubameyang's header. Kagawa too heavy with the ball forward. Manuel Neuer, quick throw. Dortmund have won all their last 4 semi-finals, most recently 2-0 at home against Wolfsburg in last season. Kept a clean sheet in all 4 games. The last time they lost the semi was in 1986. 4-1 loss away to Stuttgart on that occasion. However, they have lost 5 of 6 cup semi-finals as the away team. In 2012, they broke that jinx against Greuther Fürth. Extra time, 1-0. Kagawa's in the way there. Aubameyang looking to provide Royce with a little bit of entertainment. Lewandowski, Bernard. Well done, the cross. Mitch Weiser had a good game against Hertha Berlin. Great run, set up Schweinsteiger's goal. He's been allowed to keep his starting place in the team. It's the first game in the cup for Mitchell Weiser this season. He's been doing himself no end of favours. Some very good performances. His contract's probably not renewed at the end of the season by Bayern, so he'll be looking for a new club. Gundogan beats Lewandowski. Kagawa, nicely done. Royce has a very quick look up to see where Aubameyang was off to. Gundogan spots Eric Durm. Durm can't reach the ball. Idea was nice. There's a few well-known faces. Bastian Schweinsteiger on the left, Iron Robben on the right. He is fit, otherwise he wouldn't be on the bench. But I think we might see him later on in the game. Depending on how it goes, of course. At the back of their minds, Bayern will have next week's game away in Barcelona, gnawing away. Pep Guardiola said before the game, we need our fans, need our arena, let's go for it. But how Dortmund would love to ruin Bayern's chances of the treble and increase their chances of a place in Europe. Ten minutes up. 77% possession for Bayern, which you kind of come to expect these days from a Guardiola-run team. Banatia working with Boateng. Rafinha to Bernat. That was neatly done. That was even better. Oh, Thiago is a master of those kind of tricks. One of the things that always has impressed me with him is that he knows when to do them and when not to do them, and that's half the trick. It's very easy to try them and have the ball taken off you. Kagawa won't be able to get there. Alonso dropping very deep. Lahm, he's got Thiago on the other side. Bernat is free. Bernat going for the 1-2. Good tackle from Durm. That'll be a corner. Took the ball. Looks like he might have damaged himself more than Rafinha. Alonso's cross. Oh, that's a good one. The header was free, Thomas Müller. And it was his shoulder more than his head. I get the feeling if it had been his head, that would have been in. Pep Guardiola is a bit of a cup expert. 10 cup ties with Bayern, successful on all 10 occasions. Although the number of wins is not technically 10. Because in Germany that draw and then the penalty shootout with Leverkusen counts as a tie. I'm not even going to begin to explain why. You might also be wondering why Bayern won't be having any more stars sewn on around the club badge. That's because 4's the most you can have. And that's the rule. Gundogan. Too high for Kagawa. Also, technically, the first title was before the Bundesliga started in its current form. So the German Football League doesn't actually count the first one, so in their terms, they've only won 24 titles. Although Bayern count all 25, of course, save for Mitch Langerak. The cross really from Philipp Lahm, more than a shot on goal. He was trying to hook that back towards Lewandowski. Müller got around Schmelzer. Another corner. Just couldn't get it out from underneath their feet, the Dortmund defenders. Quarter of an hour gone. No score, but mainly Bayern at the moment. Schmelzer got the head up. Lewandowski went down. Manuel Neuer in his sweeper-keeper position. Chested back by Thiago. Aubameyang throws himself at the ball. Kagawa. Royce. Bayern have got themselves back into position after that last foray up front. Dortmund giving them room to think. Good foot in from Shinji Kagawa and Gundogan. Gundogan getting it away from Thiago. Throw in for Bayern. If Bayern do win this evening, they'd make it to the final for the 4th time in a row. No club's ever achieved that. That's another good run from Michweiser. Did the same against Berlin. Screams for a penalty from the home fans, but Peter Gagelmann was well positioned. Ruled it out straight away. Well, Michweiser's blossoming the last few games that he's played in. Not sure whether Bayern will re-evaluate their decision to not renew his contract. Thiago. Little skip over. Lahm, a good little run. Ball wouldn't go through to him. Alonso in the end deciding discretion, the better part of valor, playing it back. Pep Guardiola wants Thiago to come in tighter towards him so that Rafinha had somewhere to give the ball up. Nicely taken by Weiser. Muller. Lewandowski. Lewandowski has adapted well to the way Bayern play. He still might pip Alex Meyer to the top goal scorer of the season. Although Iron Robben might have a thing or two to say about that if he gets a game or two more. Bernat, oh, sold that very nicely, wins the corner. An absolute gem of a find, Juan Bernat. Let's have another little look at the possible penalty. Oh, that's some referees that have given a yellow card for a dive there. From where he was looking at it, Pep Guardiola would not have been able to see. Rafinha. Foul. There was a push. Oh, Benatia got up for the ball. but only because there was a massive push on Eric Durm. German under-21 international removed from his position bodily by the Moroccan international. Header on from Aubameyang, gets it back. Need assistance out there. Schmelzer's there. So far only a single shot at goal from Dortmund, 3 for Bayern. Both teams with a lot of respect for one another's capabilities. Lahm. Bayern playing 3 at the back again, with Alonso dropping in and out where necessary. Schmelzer. Rafinha judges it right, and Bayern can build up from the back once again. Thiago forward to Thomas Müller, who's stopped abruptly on the edge of the penalty box by Socrates, who's put the ball out for a throw. Quite a few travelling fans from Dortmund down. It's a long trip down from the Ruhr Potts area, the Ruhr district, down to Bavaria. It'll be a long trip back as well if they lose, and then work tomorrow morning. We will see a result this evening, that's for sure. Single goal might be all it takes today. Recent matches between the two of them have been very cagey affairs. Aubameyang, there's an opportunity, blocked though. Schmelzer, that was nicely done by the Germany international. Germany coach Jogi Löw is here this evening. Why wouldn't he be? Most of his players are as well. Good little spell from Dortmund. Boateng with a good jump. Referee waves play on, 50-50. Bender is down, but he will be getting up. Mitchell Weiser started his career at Köln. Went out on loan for a while at Kaiserslautern. Jurgen Klopp said before the game that it'll be cool here in Munich. It's a big event, and they don't feel as if they're going there without a chance. Two clubs have an equal record against each other in competitive matches since October 2010. 7 wins each, 2 draws. In fact, matches here in Munich in the past 4 years have seen 3 Dortmund wins, a draw and 3 away defeats. Some of the great and the good days. See right down the front on the right is a well-known face, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. Well, there's quite a lot of well-known dignitaries in the ground this evening. I already mentioned Jogi Löw's here as well. With the header. That one bounced away from Schmelzer. Hummels again. Good spot. Mitch Weiser out on the far right. Lewandowski. Muller. Didn't have the best of games against Berlin. Thomas Muller. This is looking a little more interesting, but they've given it away. Gundogan pushes it forward. Kagawa. Dortmund like to break. Counter-attacks, very much their thing. Aubameyang wanted to play it earlier, and Shinji Kagawa made the wrong choice. Durm was breaking through on the right, and now Lewandowski's through. The flag stave down. Mitch Langerak. Oh, it's off the post. Lewandowski! He scored anyway! This time he celebrates. And that all came from Shinji Kagawa making the wrong choice at the other end. Not only Dortmund can break. Lewandowski played onside by Mats Hummels. The first effort back off the post. Mitch Langerak too far away from his goal after committing himself the first time. Lewandowski faster than everyone else. Well, Lewandowski scored a few goals for Bayern. Is that going to be another important one? Second in this competition. Scored one against Hamburg. It's actually his third. He scored one in the penalties shootout, if you would count that one. But officially, it's only his second in the competition. Dortmund a goal down. That will annoy them. Well, one player who's been fairly absent in terms of having his name mentioned is Blaszczykowski, the number 16. Haven't really seen anything from him in this game. There he is, given away. And his ball inaccurate. There's Durm. Dortmund would like a swift response to going a goal behind. Agonisingly close to Aubameyang, but not close enough. This game blossoming now. Goal was just at the right time. Aubameyang's gentle ball into the box, cleared by Benatia. Schmelzer to Royce. Royce will be quite happy to let that one go for Dortmund's first corner of the game. In the league, 4 goals from corners this season. Bayern have only conceded twice from corners in the league this season. Schmelzer gives the signal. Into a crowd of red shirts. Blaszczykowski. Boateng meets it. Hummels tries to nod it down. Benatia's clearance. Now Muller. Only as far as Durm. Not that easy to get past Thomas Muller. Bayern with 1 foot in the final. Thiago taking out Gundogan. Had his eye on the ball, but his studs did make contact. But certainly contact was not what he was looking for. He was certainly trying to play the ball. Nice little touch off, a bit too far ahead of Kagawa. Hummels' header. Mitchell Weiser. Thiago. Well, that time they were expecting the trick. Good fast play. Thomas Muller always looking to supply Lewandowski with something. Bernat's there. Jumped high enough, but couldn't direct his header. Schmelzer. Light dink over the top. And at the moment, Bayern getting to every ball quicker than Dortmund. Just that little bit of edge to them. Before, they've been here 3 times in the Cup, Dortmund, and they've lost all of them, and they've not scored at all. 7-0 in total. You can make that 8-0 right now. Bayern slowing the game down a little bit. 10 minutes to go to the break. They have the advantage. It's Dortmund that have to come at them now. Dortmund have had a bit more of the ball, only 70% possession for Bayern so far. Interesting if you look at the stats on the two goalkeepers. Oh, that's nicely done by Bernat. The referee says no foul. He lost his footing. Just a little bit too fast. As I was saying, the keepers, Manuel Neuer with 10 more touches than Mitch Langerak. Durm, long ball, Aubameyang's head. Manuel Neuer going off to save the throw-in, and in the end, they'll have to take it and accept the throw-in. Let's have a little look. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Blaszczykowski. No more physical than Bernat was. Franck Ribéry there on the left. Still unable to play. Not even getting onto the subs bench. Blaszczykowski finding himself a little bogged down and held off by the Spaniard. Won himself a free kick. Two Bayern players going for the ball. Poked forward by Alonso. Bernat. Stopped by Eric Durm. A few good performances from him recently as well. Boateng's ball is too long. That'll be a goal kick. Tomorrow's semi-final, of course, sees Bielefeld and Wolfsburg clashing. The winner of that game will meet the winner of this one. Neither of them will be particularly relishing coming up against either of these teams, but it has to be done. This is almost like a mini-final, this one. One in which Bayern have their noses in front. Weiser telegraphs it a little bit. Schmelzer giving away the corner. 5 corners now for Bayern. It'll be an outswinger, courtesy of Alonso. Mull's header. Bernat couldn't keep hold of it. Blaszczykowski forward, always looking for that run of Aubameyang, and he's actually found him this time. Boateng was quickly there, though. That'll be a throw. Sebastian Kehl made the bench today. Speaking of throws, he's got a good throw on him. Back from a fractured rib. It's not been too long, but Kehl's made of quite stern stuff. In fact, Roman Weidenfeller and he, although both injured, insisted that they come along today. Such is the feeling when Dortmund play Bayern. know Bayern's traditional rivals are 1860. Over the last few years, there's been quite a rivalry sprung up between these two. A goal for either side just before the break. Certainly set up a very interesting second half. Cammel's happy to play that one off of Thiago for a throw. Thiago with almost a flawless record in the Bundesliga. He's won 19 out of 20 games he's played in, drew 1. In fact, the first 15 games he played, he won them all. New record. Lewandowski not given the time. That was a foul from Thomas Muller, who suddenly seems completely surprised that it could possibly be. He went straight through the leg out on Durham. How could that possibly be? He's saying to the referee. How could that possibly be a free kick? Very indignant, but a free kick it was. Alonso harried. Boateng likewise by Kagawa. Lewandowski. Oh, he's gone for a cheeky one. That would have been goal of the season had it gone in. And there's been quite a few good ones this season. But that was an instinctive poke from the Polish international. Can afford a little smile for that one. But it was well worth noting that he did have a little celebration when he scored that 30th minute goal. Just over a minute to play in this half, plus whatever the fourth official, Daniel Siebert, adds on or suggests be added on at the end of the half. Lahm, nicely done. Also nicely done, Weiser with the follow-up into the netting behind the goal. Well, who will still be on the pitch for the second half? Will Jurgen Klopp make a few changes? He has options. Mkhitaryan, Kevin Campbell, Ramos. You'll also notice no Immobile today. It's a free kick. Royce not happy. I thought there were some studs involved in that. The referee not even going to play the free kick. Jurgen Klopp going all the way to the fourth official to ask why that was the case. No time added on. 1-0 the score at half-time. Lewandowski after 30 minutes. A breakaway goal. Bayern counter-attacking in their own stadium. I think there's more in this game than what we've already seen. I'm Phil Bonny. I hope you can join me for the second half. Hello, welcome back to the Allianz Arena. Dortmund out early, waiting for Bayern, who are leading by a goal to nil. Benatia The last one to come out. Lewandowski, the scorer, though. 30 minutes gone. And once again, scoring against his old club. It was enough for all 3 points last time they met. Pep Guardiola, the last out of the dressing room. Trousers all in one piece this time, one hopes. Kickoff for the second half with the visitors. Peter Gagelman in his second game in charge. We're waiting for the tunnel to be closed. I seem to have found the switch now. And the refs found the whistle. So Dortmund with it all to do if they want to go to Berlin in the last week of May. Bayern looking to book a hotel for a whole week. The final of the Champions League will be played in Berlin as well this season. They've got to get past Barcelona and Dortmund to make it a double date. If you're just joining us after the restart, I'm Phil Bonney. I'll be with you all the way through to the end of the game. It might be 90, it might be 120, it might be penalties after that. But at the moment, Bayern standing with 1 foot in the final. Dortmund not testing Bayern enough in the first half. Manuel Neuer with very little to do. Wow, that was a foul that Royce went looking for. Benatia hardly moved. Put out his arm though. Referee making the right decision, I think. A little bit of indecision in the ranks. Błaszczykowski winning it back. No changes for either side at half-time. Manuel Neuer playing in all 5 games so far in this competition. Only had a goal put past him twice. Once in the first round, Preußen Münster got one in the last minute, and Pierre-Emerick Lasogga got one in their 4-1 win against Hamburg, not counting the penalties against Leverkusen, of course. Mitch Weiser, he's got some room, tucked it in nicely, good stop by Mitch Langerak. Thomas Müller close to extending Bayern's leads. But a good stop by the Australian. But the more I see of Mitchell Weiser, the more I wonder if they've made the right decision in not extending his contract. Yes, very good. I think that definitely was aimed at Mitch Weiser. Ian Robben warming up. The terror of Dortmund. He nearly always scores against them. Dortmund would desperately like to beat Bayern for Jurgen Klopp just one more time. Muller trying to turn his man. Hummels trying to play his way out of danger. Blaszczykowski chasing the ball, but Thiago has it. That could spell trouble. Little slip from him. Bernat. That's dangerous. Mats Hummels knew exactly where his old colleague Lewandowski was going to be. Aubameyang. Fantastic pace. Over 30 metres. Could give Usain Bolt a run for his money. Literally. That's a good through ball. Royce is gone for it, but that's not going to test Manuel Neuer. Wanting a corner. Awarded it too. Took a little deflection. According to Royce, let's have a look. Corner was awarded. Couldn't see much contact myself. Headed away. Kagawa. Schmelzer. Gundogan. Oh, that was a good run from Royce. Bender. Better stuff from Dortmund. You get the feeling that the pressure might just be too much for them today. Appeals for handball, but nothing awarded. Thiago, fast feet, Muller. Back to Thiago. He's got help coming. Philipp Lahm has a good look up. Bit long for Lewandowski, but he gets it under control very quickly. Bernat. Looking for a little bit of help. Rafinha was pointing to the spot where he wanted people to run into. Thiago, little touch on. There was a hand up there. Lewandowski put his hand into Socrates' face. Goes across. It wasn't really anything serious. And they shake hands. Everything's all right. Free kick to Dortmund, which they've taken. Obviously, now they're making headway in Bayern's half up until that foul from Mitch Weiser. His target was the ball, but he missed it. Royce and Schmelzer standing over it. Schmelzer's leaving it for Royce. It's come straight back out again. Dortmund trying to give themselves a little bit of width on the left-hand side. This is where they need to be careful. Bernat's off at a cracking pace. Gundogan. Oh, he's holding everybody off. That's an excellent chance. Off the bar. Muller blocked by Schmelzer. They still haven't cleared it. There was a hand in there. Surely that was a penalty. The bench are up. The fans are absolutely furious. There was a massive handball in the middle of that. Pep Guardiola can't believe it. Was it deliberate? We'll have to see that one again. As they ran together. Oh, you can give them for that, surely. His hand went out and extended his body. That's a clear cut penalty. Possibly a sending off as well. Sven Jablonski just putting his hand out. Pep Guardiola falling foul of Daniel Siebert. Matthias Sammer on his feet as well. Rafinha applauding the decision of the referee's assistant. There's the effort that came back off the bar. For me, that's a penalty. Problem for Thomas Muller is he always is completely outraged whenever a decision goes a way he doesn't want it to. A bit like the boy who cried wolf sometimes. Dortmund lucky not to have suffered a sending off and a penalty. They could get themselves in trouble here though. Good save, Langerack. Thiago, who hasn't scored this season, mainly because he's been out injured for most of it. Good stop from the Australian international. Schmelzer went in very full-bloodedly there, riding his luck just a little bit. There's room at the back for Bernat. Oh, he's giving it straight to Bender. Bender's giving it straight back to Rafinha. That's a foul as well. Blaszczykowski, I think, went in on Rafinha, and Rafinha's been completely floored. He's just having a little look to see whether or not he can get any more. Sympathy from the referee, that is. Certainly a free kick. He's a crafty player, is Rafinha, and if he can pull the wool over the ref's eyes, he'll certainly give it a go. Dortmund announced in the week that they weren't going to hold back in this game. They were actually expected to be a little bit more physical right from the get-go. Perhaps they were reminded of that at half-time. Well, of course, Jurgen Klopp's assistants as well will find themselves possibly sorted out or moved around. I'm not sure whether Željko Buvac and Peter Kravitz will stay under Thomas Tuchel when he arrives at the end of the season. Depends what happens to Jurgen Klopp, of course. There's much speculation that he might go off to the Premier League in England. Some people said he might even have Pep Guardiola's job if Pep Guardiola suddenly decides to go somewhere else. It's all very speculative. Pulled a muscle against Leverkusen in the last cup round. Mehdi Benatia. Lahm shoves it forward. Mitchell Weiser's going to chase it. Socrates is going to get there first. Another corner for the home team. There's Hans-Joachim Watzke on the left, and on the right, president not only of the DFL but also of Dortmund, Dr. Campbell. Alonso's kick. Chance for Bernat to test his technique and the gloves of Mitch Langerak, but not on that occasion. So it seems that everything's all right between Daniel Sieberts, the fourth official, and Pep Guardiola. Well, two extremes there. Dante and Robin. Defence and attack. Hair and no hair. We're past the hour mark, and still that single goal from Lewandowski. Dortmund have pulled the possession from Bayern to under 70% now, 67% possession for the home team. That was a little bit of revenge, I think, from Rafinha. You can pretty much bank on that yellow card. Saw it earlier. Those two not getting on very well today, the two of them. First yellow card in this competition. Played in 3 of the previous 4 games. As Rafinha still having a little chat about it. Schmelzer might feel that that's just worth chasing. Trying to bundle it off of Mitchell Weiser. Benatia under some pressure. That was a little high as well. Thiago just catching Gundogan. I think he's going to apologise. He was trying to run onto that ball that he just chested down for himself. Although Dortmund have had a better second half of the season than they did first half, that sparkle just seems to be missing. Boateng with a shove in the back of Shinji Kagawa. He seems to be getting back to the old Shinji Kagawa. The one that played at Dortmund before his sojourn to Manchester. And Robin warming up, that's what the applause is about. He's been in the form of his life this season, but that stomach injury, pulled muscle, torn muscle in his stomach, has kept him out. Ran away from him. Not quite ready to come on yet, Iron Robin. Well, he's not going to get there, is he, before Manuel Neuer? They're both fast, but not that fast. Neuer adding a little bit of excitement for himself there. Durm. Nicely down the line, well played by Dortmund. Blaszczykowski back up on his feet. Dortmund contained brilliantly by Bayern. Had nowhere to go. Substitution can be made. Thiago being rested. They'll need him against Leverkusen away at the weekend, followed by that all-important game against Barca. And that one just smarted rather than being a worrying injury. Muchas gracias, Thiago, said the stadium announcer. Dankjewel, Iron Robin. 35 days out, missed 7 games, but he's back. And is he back with a vengeance? That's the question. Well, Robin. He scored 3 goals against them in the Bundesliga. And every time he's going to get near the ball today, the crowd are going to go wild. He really has been that little bit of magic pixie dust, we'll call it what you will, that je ne sais quoi that has given that extra sparkle to the Bayern attack this season. Schmelzer has a good look up. Didn't see Philipp Lahm looming there. Mkhitaryan warming up. Kagawa will no doubt be the player to be substituted. Straight swap in the midfield. Shinji knows it's him. Mkhitaryan, who scored once in this competition, twice in the Bundesliga, and has played in every game so far. That one cleared by Bernat. Durm lobs it like a grenade back into the direction of the penalty box. Trot on the ball there, Mkhitaryan. The throw going Dortmund's way. 20 minutes to play. Still time. Well, there was a lot of movement out on that right-hand side. Gundogan opting not to use it. Discussion this time between Jurgen Klopp and the fourth official, Daniel Siebert. Royce. Oh, there was a little tug. Alonso puts his hand up to it. Yes, it was me. Fair cop. It was the slightest of touches. Two yellow cards, both for Bayern. Header on towards the top corner, but Manuel Neuer was expecting company. Schmelzer. That's Bastian Schweinsteiger warming up. Notice a lot of the players in short sleeves this evening. Mkhitaryan. Nicely done, needs to release it. And again, he made the wrong choice, just like Kagawa did, and they might just get punished. Bender with the important challenge. But again, Dortmund not choosing the right ball. This time the ball to Royce would have been the right choice. That has been a criticism of Dortmund this season. They do try and do things too prettily, too trickily, if that's a word. They try and gild the lily too much, for my personal liking. Lewandowski this time, feeling that he had a push in the back. Slight one, possibly. Slow motion replay always makes them look much worse than they actually are. Durm all on his own. That's a great ball for Aubameyang. He needs to do something with it. Just two men in the box. Blaszczykowski. Mkhitaryan's gone for it. Nobody at the back post, off the line. Was it over? No, it can't be again. Dortmund denied a goal last time these two met in the cup. This time, they've awarded it. Mats Hummels had his header disallowed in the 64th minute when Dante clawed it back in the cup final. This one, according to the ref's assistant, was over the line. Oh, it's well over the line, and this time it's been given. The equalizer, Aubameyang. You can't see it really from that angle, but Aubameyang, who's in cracking form in the Bundesliga, throws himself at the ball. That ball is in. Game on now, one apiece. And 15 minutes to play. And the good news is that for the final, there will be goal line technology. Also, I'm led to believe the disallowed goal in the cup final last season gave rise to the clubs voting it in this season. So Thomas Müller gets a rest. Bastian Schweinsteiger will come on and try and fire up his team to go back in the lead. Scored the winner last weekend against Berlin, the one that really sealed the title. Obviously, Gladbach helped them out enormously. So buckle up and get ready for, hopefully, a very entertaining last quarter of an hour. And possibly more. Mkhitaryan. And that'll put some belief back into Dortmund. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's fourth goal in this competition. Gundogan over the top, Mkhitaryan, Bender, chance to run onto this one. Benatia. Foul again, Schweinsteiger this time. Well, the disallowed goal in the cup final at the end of last season was a real turning point in the game. Then went on to extra time when Robben and Müller scored. Dortmund might have been 1-0 up just after the hour mark, as I said. That's a foul. Socrates knows it. That ball over the top, and it also very nearly went pear-shaped. Looked as if Mkhitaryan had overcooked that. But the referee's assistant over on the other side, Sven Jablonski, could see that that ball was in, even from the position he was in, which wasn't a brilliant one. That's how far it was over the line. Oh, there's a slip. That's dangerous. Mkhitaryan thumps it. Good stop from the world's best goalkeeper. That was a great strike from Mkhitaryan. But a good reaction save from Germany's number one. Dortmund, 10 minutes to go, are starting to believe they might get this one if they are very, very clever. They'll have to do a bit better with the corners. Unusual for Schmelzer to show any nerves. Plenty of notes being taken. There'll be video analysis of this game, all right. And although that's Aubameyang's fourth goal in the competition, he needs a couple more to get in front of the top scorers, Stefan Kiesling of Leverkusen and Sven Schiplock of Hoffenheim. They've both got 6. Aubameyang a little bit on his own there, chasing the ball down. And we have seen it work. Porto managed it in the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final, although they came rather unstuck in this stadium in the second round, in the second leg. He kicked the ball, flicked it up at his hand. I think that would have been a harsh handball decision. Well, so far, nothing to see from one Mr. Arjen Robben, which for opposition teams is normally a bad thing because he normally pops up at some point. Royce, good challenge from Rafinha. Couldn't do anything but try and sit it out, Royce. Hummels. Real end-to-end stuff at the moment, Schweinsteiger. Aubameyang. Flag stays down. Royce, another brilliant save from Manuel Neuer. What do they have to do to get past this man? He gives a little smile at his old mate Marco Reus. I had you there. That was top draw stuff from Manuel Neuer. World-class save. Referee moving the substitutes. Substitution, Kevin Campbell coming on for Jakub Blaszczykowski. Campbell with 1 assist in the competition. Robben pulling up short. And still on the ground. That's a little worrying. Well, I think those of you in America will know what I mean when I say this game has the feeling of win one for the Gipper. Dortmund would love to give Jurgen Klopp a last win over Bayern, but I'm not sure if Robben has pulled something. Yes, I think he has. That's really bad news. Mario Götze up against his old teammates once more. Not for the first time. Well, that doesn't look good. Arjen Robben has aggravated that stomach injury. And that just might be it for him for the season. Not sure that they'll be able to cure that in time. That could be a devastating blow. But Bayern are not through this leg yet of the cup game, so all hopes of the treble are riding on this game this evening. They have to win it if they want to do the treble for the second time in the club's history. An injury like that can also have a great demotivating effect on the rest of the team. Nice outside of the boot pass from Weiser. Schweinsteiger robbed, and Dortmund playing with gritted teeth. It's a new vitality that they've had since they've scored. Mkhitaryan, Philipp Lahm for company. Campbell lays it off. Oh, Royce is through, but he won't get there because there's enough diversion being run by Benatia. And I hope you haven't got a journey home booked, because this one looks as if it might go to extra time. Not something that Bayern could be doing with. They've got a heavy schedule over the coming couple of weeks. What with the games against Porto and the weekend games, they've been playing what they call here an English week for the last couple of weeks, and it will continue this week with the Cup, next week with the Champions League, and the week after. Without the workhorse that is Thomas Müller, you're going to have to find inspiration somewhere else, maybe from the captain, Philipp Lahm. Weiser gives it away. It was a nice thought, but it didn't quite come off. Royce. Dortmund can break. Campbell's out wide. Gundogan chose badly. Lewandowski. Lahm. Bayern losing a little bit of their custom cool at the moment. A little bit more frenetic in their actions. I think Guardiola's trying to get them back to the tiki-taki style. Schweinsteiger's held on to the ball nicely. Lifts it over to Weiser. That's a good ball to the youngster. Oh, that was deceptively close. Mitchell Langerak decided that his namesake was not going to get across come goal there. Right. Needed to have some contact. Headed away. Schmelzer chasing it all the way out. He can go back to his position now. Rafinha. Alonso's in the centre. He's opted for Benatia. Just a couple of minutes left before extra time. Gundogan. Hummels needs to play it quickly and has given it away. Mario Götze trying to skip into the box. Reminiscent of that goal. Campbell leaves it. Alonso waited for the contact. That'll be a yellow card. Only his second game in this competition, Kevin Campbell. Looks up to see how many Mitch Langerak wants in the wall. Time ticking down. We're going to see a dramatic last-minute goal from Bayern. Player's gone over in the box. Header straight back to Mitch Langerak. Aubameyang able to set off at a pace. He'll need support, and he finds it. Three minutes of time to be added on, 4 stoppages before we go to extra time. Well, if Bayern want to win the treble this season, they will have to produce something. Could this be it? Referee points for a corner. Götze and Socrates shake hands. 2 minutes to play. Will they risk it? Götze's cross. Up into the stratosphere from the captain. Götze. Boateng. Now the captain, Lahm, swings it in. That was a little unnecessary from Alonso. Right in front of the referee. Possession goes back to Dortmund. Minute to play. Campbell. Durham over the top. Flag stays down. Royce. Oh, what was he thinking? Boateng hits it low and hard. And this will be the last attack, no doubt. Peter Gagelmann was very strict at the end of the first half. He's very strict here, and we are now going to play 2 halves of 15 minutes each. Lewandowski's 30th minute goal cancelled out by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Pep Guardiola imparting what he would like done in the coming half an hour. Now Jurgen Klopp's going to do something similar as well. Royce is getting a massage. Manuel Neuer kept Bayern in this game with a couple of saves in the latter half of the second half. So Bayern have decided they're going to stay where they are. Little joke between the two of them there. Maximal saying that Philipp Lahm had to decide because he'd won. Substitution. Bender for Sebastian Kehl. Sebastian Kehl, the old warhorse, on to add a little bit of gumption. Pep Guardiola tried to get Lewandowski motivated enough for this half an hour of extra time, as if he needed any extra motivation. So, the first period of extra time has kicked off. The visitors playing from left to right as a place in the final is at stake. Aubameyang finding that Mitch Weiser had wriggled away from him. Lewandowski over the top. Campbell's escorting Mario Götze. He'll let that one go for a throw-in. Boateng with that, well, I use the term clearance in a very rough fashion. Campbell. Well, that's been given away, but Gundogan is waiting. Tiredness possibly creeping in. Little touch on from Schweinsteiger. Referee waited to see if he could play advantage, but in the end, free kick awarded. Again, Socrates, another player that feels that referees nearly always make the wrong decision. Alonso. That was well seen. Rafinha. A little bit of header tennis between the two of them. Götze over the top. Well, this time Bayern were on the receiving end of a clear handball that wasn't awarded. It's funny how these things go backwards and forwards over time. That might just be the big talking point after this game. To go through on penalties in the last round against Leverkusen. Referee quite rightly waving play on. That was a slip, not a foul. Götze has wriggled himself free. That'll be a corner. Well, they're certainly getting their money's worth this evening. A nail biter. This one's going to go right down to the wire, I'm fairly sure. And yet another corner. Ditto. Alonso. And another. Oh, not another corner, surprisingly enough. Götze this time putting it out. Well, it looked as if Mkhitaryan made contact, but he immediately put his arm up to say that must be a goal kick. Langerang goes long on the punt. It was well kept in and well controlled by Dortmund. Flags up, play brought back. Both sides have used all their subs. Tired legs now. I think they're missing the creativity of Thiago a little bit since he's gone off. Lewandowski. Lahm. This time it's definitely another corner. Well, they've forced a lot of corners so far in this game. I think they're up to about 11 now. Nothing really to show from the set pieces they've had up to this point. Götze thumps it well. Header from Benatia. Rafinha trying to get round Mkhitaryan. Rafinha's on a yellow card, he'll have to be careful. All the way back to the keeper. Well, mistake. Not a serious one, but you don't want to be making mistakes when you're playing Bayern München. Possession carved back even further, 64% for Bayern. That's a good header from Benatia. That's a little bit too close for Aubameyang for comfort. Mkhitaryan gives it away far too easily. Philipp Lahm can't keep that in. His leg's tired too. What a sparkling career he's had. Can't blame him for giving up international duty after winning the World Cup at his age. There's nothing he hasn't won. There's not many players that can look back and say they've won everything. Very scrappy now between the two of them. Little tug on Schweinsteiger, but he stayed on his feet. Well, he did until he was chopped. That's going to be a card. Socrates knew that was going to get him in trouble. There was only one thing on his mind as he went in there, and that was stop Schweinsteiger. 101st minute. And it's a free kick in a fairly dangerous position. If only Robben was there. Xabi Alonso seems to fancy it. Told to wait for the whistle. Referee not even bothering with the spray. Alonso over the top, plenty of room. Not on target though. Schweinsteiger, who scored a few with his head of late, with a free header on goal, and he couldn't head it down. And he couldn't head it to the corner. Close, so very close, but no joy. That's a thumping header from Alonso. Aubameyang, nicely done. Campbell. Boateng showing his class. Dortmund had to play extra time against Hoffenheim in the last round. Sebastian Kehl getting the winner on 107 minutes. Kehl with that clearance. The technical abilities of Mario Götze once again on display. Aubameyang just clearing the ball really more than anything else. Flag has stayed down. Lewandowski. Weiser chasing. Bayern keeping possession. Dortmund fans making themselves heard on that far side. Spurred the Bayern fans into song again. Campbell gets it under control. That's a really good ball for Aubameyang. He's had a little look up. Oh, Neuer and Benatia getting in each other's way. And Aubameyang making the wrong choice. They've done that a lot this evening. A little bit of making up to be done between the keeper and his central defender. Benatia made sure he got the ball, though. Why didn't you say something, he said. That was Neuer's call, but they're all okay with that. Well, Benatia did get a bit of a wallop off of Neuer there. That's why he's gone to the referee to say head injury, or a blow to the head at the very least. Well, he's saying he's okay to continue. Neuer caught him right on the temple. Well, it's not a position to play if you're afraid of a little contact. Well, that one's been launched right across the 6-yard box by Schmelzer. Campbell, time to choose his spot, but Boateng. That's the end of the first 15 minutes of extra time. We've got another 15 minutes, and if that doesn't work, then it's penalties, I'm afraid. That was the one that went all the way through the box. Bernat keeping Aubameyang away from the ball. Manuel Neuer getting a little bit of treatment. Well, the second half will kick off very shortly. Mr. Vatska and Mr. Albel, or Dr. Albel. Still hopeful, no doubt, that their team will prevail. So, the final 15 minutes before we get penalties. Will one of these two teams break the deadlock? Went to penalties against Leverkusen in the last round, Bayern, which they won 5-3. Müller, Lewandowski, Alonso, Götze, Thiago, the takers on that occasion. But of course, Müller and Thiago won't be able to take penalties because they've already been substituted off. Such a lottery when it happens. As an Englishman, I have an aversion to them anyway. It's a little bit like watching a car crash that you can have no control over. You know someone's going to get hurt. This is Schweinsteiger, good bursting run from him. Well, I don't think there was anything in that. The referee doesn't either. And he hauls him to his feet, shoulder to shoulder. And Socrates, the immovable object. Handball. Well, as mentioned earlier, it was the 107th minute when Sebastian Kehl scored against Hoffenheim. That's an offside flag. Don't see history repeating itself today. Too far away from Aubameyang. Boateng. Robbed by Hummels. Aubameyang, he's got Campbell, he's got Mkhitaryan, and he's got Royce with him. Mkhitaryan lurking at the back of the box as he did last time when they had a good effort. Stolen by Schweinsteiger. This time it is a free kick. And Campbell's already had one yellow. That means Dortmund are down to 10 men, and Kevin Campbell, whose season has been one of frustration, getting his marching orders. He got it on 90 minutes, and now his team are a player down with over 10 minutes to play against a Bayern that will now smell a place in the final in the Olympiastadion in Berlin. The fans know it, and the Dortmund players know it. Will Dortmund now just try and hold on and play for penalties? It might not be the best policy. Or will the 10 men play like 12? They do sometimes. Schweinsteiger on his knees, apologising to the referee, begging him not to give the free kick. Trod on the top of his foot. Referee Peter Gagelman telling Pep Guardiola that he's doing too much, and if he continues, then he'll have to go and sit in the stands, or stand in the stands. He'll have to go off anyway. That's too high for Schmelzer. That one puffed forward, to use an old cliche. Here, good run from him, Lewandowski. Schmelzer. Over the top, looking for Royce. Has found him, and he's won the throw-in as well. I think Schmelzer got a bit of a knock there in that tackle. He'll come up and take the throw. Where to throw it, that's the question. Kale coming across to help him out. In the end, the pressure telling. Back to Langerak. Given away from Alonso to Gundogan. Mkhitaryan scoops it to Schmelzer. Gets it back. There's a good bit of movement from the Dortmund players. Referee's trying to play advantage. Well, Kale and Benatia getting involved with each other. And that looked a little bit more to have come from Kale's side than it did from Mehdi Benatia. 5 yellows in the league. Let's have a little look. That challenge perhaps was the reason. Hard to say. But anyway, Benatia or Benatia, depending on how you like his name said. I'm sure he spelt it right in his book, the referee. Aubameyang always looking to get that extra bit of ground won before the kick. Didn't really work on that occasion. Boateng. Mario Götze has been very quiet recently. There's the opportunity, not taken. Mitch Langerak is having a busy evening. Still not clear, Alonso. Weiser. Free kick, there was a push in the back. Schweinsteiger. Let's have a look at that one. Point blank range save from Mitch Langerak. Schweinsteiger again with a head, and it almost seemed if Lewandowski had stood up straight, that would have hit him in the face and gone in. They count two. Well, it's looking more and more like penalties. Five minutes to play. Dortmund down to 10 men after Kevin Campbell sent off for a second yellow card. Bernat lifts it into the centre. It's gone past everybody. And Schmelzer with the instinctive clearance. Rafinha's taken it quickly, the throw-in to Lahm, got it back, and now Benatia and Boateng. As Bayern try and tighten the vice. Benatia found some room, thumped away again by Marcel Schmelzer. Bayern throwing everything they have at... Oh, the ball's just wide of the goal, and there was a thumping challenge on Lewandowski from Mitch Langerak. He had to come and try and take the ball. And he did take the ball. Good call from the referee. That right hand got there as they both went for it. Perhaps just a touch in offside. Well, that's gonna cause some controversy as well. The bench thinking they should have had a penalty. Pep Guardiola is furious, of course he is. Lewandowski is fully conscious. Once upon a time, that would have certainly have been worrying for Jurgen Klopp. Not anymore. He does like to get a bit fresh with the referee's assistance, or the fourth official. Very emotional man. Another corner. Lewandowski got quite a clobber off of Mitch Langerak. And it is a contact sport, as I'm fond of saying. Alonso, deep. Schmelzer gets ahead to it. Mkhitaryan didn't judge his jump very well. there will be time added on due to the injury and to the sending off. Dortmund just happy to clear it anywhere at the moment. Robert Lewandowski still looks a bit dazed, and you can't blame him. If you look at Mitchell Langerack's stats, you know, as a goalkeeper, he's 1.92 m. Weighs 80 kilos. Mkhitaryan. Schmelz's still got legs. That'll be a corner. He's holding the back of his thigh slightly. Well, Lewandowski will know Mitch Langerack, of course. They arrived at the club at the same time back in 2010. One's deep, and Neuer's come and claimed it beautifully. Well, Dortmund trying to finish the game with only 9 players. Socrates catching Neuer slightly. Rafinha. Good ball for Lahm. Look out, here comes Langerack. Robert Lewandowski was looking at him out of the corner of his eye that time. 3 minutes of time added on, as you can see, before we go to penalties. Both teams will look to make one last effort to avoid the lottery that is the penalty shootout. Bernard still got legs. Ball seemed to be out of play, but the referee and his assistants letting it go. Alonso, Bernard, beg your pardon, dispossessed by Cahill. Cahill dispossessed by Boateng. This is Lahm. All hands to the pumps time for Dortmund. And for want of a better cliche, everything, including the kitchen sink, from Bayern. Boateng had to stretch to keep that in. He's gone for it. Climbing all the time, like a jet fighter on takeoff. Yes, this is what Father Christmas gets up to when he's not busy making the toys. This is his summer job. Minute to play. Does seem like they're both content now to let nature run its course. So all the pressure will go off the team and onto single players. One last little bit of pressure, perhaps. Götze loses his footing. Oh, there was a hand in there. Mitchell Weiser with his hand up. As he was challenged by Schmelzer, that forced the arm up. Time is up. It's going to be penalties. The most exciting, cruel, and I personally believe unfair way of sorting out who wins a game, but it's a lot better than just tossing a coin. Now nearly a minute over the amount of time added on for stoppages by the fourth official. Last effort must be. Across the back, Mitch Weiser. And that's it. We're going to penalties. The lists will be drawn. The coin will be tossed. And a winner will be found. Manuel Neuer. Being shown which goal. That one down there. This is where the spotlight truly falls on the talents of the two keepers. No game for Sebastian Warder in this one. First penalty taker will be Philipp Lahm. And he's been here before. Mitchell Langerak against Lahm. Will he choose the right direction? Oh, Lahm slipped. That is advantage Dortmund already. Memories of David Beckham. Exactly the same. His foot slipping away from underneath him near that penalty spot. First up for Dortmund is İlkay Gündoğan. And he's going to have to take this against Manuel Neuer, and he's made no mistake. Puts it into the top right corner. A very well-taken penalty and almost impossible to save. Third penalty to be taken today. The second for Bayern. Xabi Alonso. Can Mitch Langerak make a hero of himself? He's made the DFB Cup his domain over the last couple of seasons. What a hero he'd be if he could save one. Oh my goodness! 2 penalties missed in a row. Exactly the same problem. Well, there'll be words with the groundkeepers. I don't know, like the medical department, whether or not there'll be a grand walking out after this. Dortmund, and Campbell to go 2 up for Jurgen Klopp. Oh, he's put that away coolly, calmly and collectedly. The pressure is on Bayern now. The thoughts of the treble are slipping through their fingers. Dortmund fans around the world willing that ball in. Next up, Mario Götze. He's a man for scoring important goals. Will he get this one? He's been saved by Mitch Langerak. Bayern on the cusp of being eliminated from the DFB-Pokal. Mitch Langerak choosing the right way. And the penalty saved. It's all down to penalty number 6. Mats Hummels can put Dortmund into the final with this kick. He's missed it as well. Manuel Neuer saves. Down and to his right. Hummels didn't look confident going into that one. But still, a chance. Mitch Langerak now up against his opposite number. Penalty number 7. Manuel Neuer against Mitch Langerak. The battle of the keepers. Off the bar! It's off the bar! It's all over! Manuel Neuer has gifted the cup final to Dortmund. Jurgen Klopp gets his wish. He's beaten them just one more time, and they're off to Berlin on the 30th of May to play either Arminia Bielefeld or VfL Wolfsburg. Who'd credit it? 3 German internationals, albeit one of them retired, all missing their penalties. Lahm, Götze and Neuer. Alonso as well, a world champion himself. Have you ever seen the like? A handshake for Manuel Neuer from Jurgen Klopp. Mitch Langerak saved one. Gundogan and Campbell scoring. Dortmund are in the final. Bayern crash out in dramatic fashion.